I don't even know where to start with this video. Okay, let me just start out and say this real quick. This is not going to be your quality content. It's not going to be entertaining. This is actually a serious video, and I actually held off on doing this video for a couple of days simply because this whole situation freaked me out, and I'll get to that later. It's just causing me a bunch of anxiety, and I did want to make a video when I was irrational because, you know, that's not going to turn out well. I've calmed down. I've had time to think about it, and there's been more information coming out about it. As you saw from the title or thumbnail, or both, Coppa. This mess of a situation. Probably already know about it. It's kind of gotten some heat recently if you're, you know, in the YouTube field at all. I'm going to give a quick timeline. So first off, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, they made this rule, I think in 1998. So they made the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And, you know, it has done some good things. It does good things. It's just there's a lot of heat around it right now because of a lot of controversy and a lot of changes that they're going to enforce January 1, 2020. And I'm going to give a quick timeline about it. So essentially, there's a bunch of complaints from like small organizations and I guess just small groups of soccer moms that complain to the FTC because usually they amend Coppa every 10 years or so. But they decided to do it a few years early because of all these complaints. Because, you know, complaints, am I right? YouTube is already violating Coppa quite a bit. They were collecting data from kids, which in a legal term is anyone under 13. So yeah, they paid $175 million to the FTC. That was all said and done. And then there's going to be these new rules. No one really thought it was a big deal because it really wasn't. No one ever really talked about it. And then soon, like I think a few months after, shit picked up. And I mean really picked up. So as things started to pick up and there's a lot more traction, people started to realize this is fucked up. YouTube was like, oh yeah, let's help the content creators. Help. So what they did is they added the option to make your channel or select videos for kids or not for kids. Sounds all right, right? You know, they're helping us deal with this new law. And yeah, that's a good thing. But there's evidence to point out that the FTC is actually, you know, fine, and YouTube's actually fucking us over right now. So let's start with the video that kind of, you know, is like the main talking point, I guess. This video by Chadtronic called "Marking Not for Kids Doesn't Protect You." That's a pretty clickbaity. Not for kids does kind of protect you from YouTube, not from the FTC. And I'll get to that. I'll get to why later. So essentially, he just talks about how Coppa should be a bigger concern than it actually is because it is definitely serious. It literally is going to change the internet. If things don't go smoothly, the whole internet is literally just going to take a big kick in the shins. And I've heard some dramatized statements of the golden age of the internet is dead. I don't think so. So essentially, I'm going to leave a link to that video. That video's something I'd recommend you watch. It's a little bit outdated now because we have a little bit more information. But yeah. A couple days later, PewDiePie made a video, and it was Pew News. He didn't talk too much about other things other than Coppa, and he just gave his point of view on how it seems kind of bullshit, and I agreed with him even before I watched the video. I agreed with the ideas, I mean. So basically he talked about how it doesn't really make sense because the way Coppa is being amended, it seems like it could just wipe out all content on YouTube. And not as a joke, I mean literally, except for like porn. Obviously, why would porn be for... You get the point. And the stupid thing is that for every Coppa violation, you can be fined up to $42,530. I think that's the exact number, which is ridiculous. You're getting fined that much per video. Some people have thousands of videos. Like for me, right now I have across my entire channel, public, unlisted, and privated, I have 668 videos. I'm gonna do some quick maths. So 668 times 42,530. Oh, that's bigger than I thought it'd be. Holy shit. $28,410,040. What makes you think the FTC is gonna fine me $28 million? A 15-year-old? I'm unemployed? I have nowhere near that money. What? Why the fuck would this government organization fine me $28 million? You could see how this makes no sense. So clearly, I thought something was up. I feel like maybe people are just exaggerating it. I wasn't totally sure what was happening, but then I found these videos by this social media lawyer called Corzine, and he made a video that kind of just described some... He basically normie-ified, I guess, some of the legal mumbo-jumbo of Coppa, and Coppa really... I mean, like, yeah, YouTube didn't really disclose a lot of shit to us, but Coppa really... Yeah, the situation is gonna fuck a big chunk of content creators over, but it's really not as bad as everyone is making it out to be, it seems. Along with YouTube's statements, we thought it was like, okay, YouTube's actually being the good guy for once. No, they're not. If you look at what they're saying, it's kind of stupid. They're limiting us to 2 options. They're not giving us a general audience option, which I will get to that, I promise. They're limiting us to 2 options, for kids and not for kids, and they're saying if you want information, seek out a lawyer. Jesus fuck. Why do I have to seek out a lawyer for information that should be public? You know, the FTC is about, protecting consumers. So, why can't we just go to the FTC ourselves? They have an FAQ section. You can leave public comments to the FTC. Like, really, YouTube? On the fuck you scale, FTC was up here, YouTube was down here. That's slowly kind of shifting. And then today, as of recording this, Corzine made another video, and basically the way it goes is that he was called by some anonymous number, supposedly an insider from YouTube, and the reason that YouTube doesn't have a general audience or a mixed audience or like just a middle ground option or a teen option is because money. That's all it is. YouTube and Google are extremely fucking greedy. This video is probably not going to get recommended just because I said that. But yeah, they're greedy ass bags. That's the simplest way to put this. Essentially, if they gave a general audience option, it would lose them money because they have to compensate with all the ad revenue. It's like, sorry, you're one of the most, wealthy companies in the world. I don't think you need more money. Oh, but we need to compensate for the $175 million fine. You have the money for it. Don't even. Be honestly, like, the more I looked into Coppa, the more it's like, this is a joke. It really is a joke. Yeah, content creators are gonna get fucked over, but it's like, YouTube just kind of left us in the dust, like, every other time some bullshit happens. It's stupid. And then he also talked about how, a general audience is actually part of Coppa. It's an exception. Like, here, I'm actually going to go to the FAQ right now. So, general audience, teen, and mixed audience sites or services. YouTube never mentioned this at all. I'm going to read the first one here. Am I responsible if children lie about their age during the registration process on my general audience website? The rule does not require operators of general audience sites to investigate the ages of visitors to their sites or services. Okay, so pretty much, you don't have to see if kids lie. I mean, that's how I started my YouTube channel. I had to lie about my age because I was 11 when I started. I was fucking 11. And of course, I probably, for legal reasons, I probably should change the account age back to my age because YouTube thinks I'm like 17 right now. Oh, fuck. So anyway, here's the second one. I have an online service that is intended for teenagers. How does Coppa affect me? Although you may intend to operate a teen service, in reality your site may attract a substantial number of children under 13, and thus may be considered to be a website or online service directed to children under the rule. That is kind of bullshit, because it wasn't intended. Intentions really aren't like the most reliable thing when it comes to the legal system, because, you can't prove, you can't necessarily prove intentions. Anyway, so I'm going to read the third one. Can I block children under 13 from my general audience website or online service? Yes. Coppa does not require you to permit children under age 13 to participate in your general audience website or online service, and you may block children from participating if you choose. By contrast, you may not block children from participating in a website or online service that is directed to children as defined by the rule. So essentially, YouTube is fucking us over here for money. Here's why it's such a big deal to me, because my content is general audience. It has been since I started. It was more like on the kid-friendly side, but now it's more mature, so it's like more it's more excluding the younger audience. I know there are some people that are under 13 that watch my videos, specifically because I have talked to them before, and my age demographic in my statistics is, it kind of points to the under 13 audience. I'm not exactly upset about that, but that wasn't exactly my target audience. Especially as me, a teenager, it's kind of hard to reach that older demographic. Anyway, I'm intending for a general audience. Now, YouTube is limiting it to a for kids and a not for kids audience. And the reason that might fuck me over is because technically all my videos are considered for kids just based off of how Coppa is worded. And I think the worst part is that if you choose for kids, it gets rid of comments, it gets rid of ratings, it gets rid of notifications, it gets rid of cards, it gets rid of end screen annotations, it gets rid of everything. Literally everything. And you can't do anything about it. So pretty much you either have to hope people find your video and consistently come back to your channel without YouTube pushing notifications, or you have to aggressively self-advertise in other social media. What? YouTube does stupid shit all the time, but they're basically killing their platform at this point, because right here, general audience, mixed audience, teen audience. What the fuck? I don't know, this whole thing is stupid. I'll be linking to all these videos and this FAQ article. It's actually ridiculous. I'll also leave a link to the public comment section for the FTC, so you can leave your own comment about it. Be civil. Because, if we have a bunch of angry internet teenagers and angry internet millennials, just rampaging at the FTC, it's not going to look good on our ends. Because we want to prove to them that it's overly aggressive. So yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It seems like too ridiculous for the FTC and YouTube to really be fucking over this much of the website. I don't know, it doesn't seem right. I haven't chosen if my channel is for kids or not for kids yet, simply because I have till late December to do this. So I can't wait, but YouTube is already enforcing it, and they're already marking some videos as for kids, so those videos are getting fucked over. One thing I forgot to mention, the reason that this didn't seem such a big deal to me is because I thought it was limited to monetization. If you were monetized, then that's when it would affect you. But no, it affects everyone because of, personalized data. So, notifications and comments, basically protecting children from predators. So, yeah, everyone is affected. If you have a dead YouTube channel, clear that up so you don't get fined. I mean, if you're a teenager, they're probably not going to find you, or a kid or whatever. But still, just clear up your content. Because YouTube's coming for it. And they ain't stopping right now. The last thing I'm going to say, I do have a couple ideas for how I'm going to deal with when it's enforced. Either I'm going to hunker down, private all my videos, and make them all for kids, just be on the safe side, or I'm going to go against it. I'm going to mark my entire channel as not for kids, and just hope I fucking survive. I'm probably not going to survive. I mean, I'm a small channel. YouTube's probably not going to give a shit, so...